Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the trading room. Morning, team. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all good. Thank you, guys. I'm all good. I'm all good. Hope you guys are doing well. My little one is off nursery today. He's very poorly, so I'm only going to be streaming once today, and then I'm on daddy daycare this afternoon. Um, which isn't so great, obviously, but as long as he's all right, that's all that matters. And poor little Mike, he's pretty unhealthy at the moment. Yeah, he'll be fine, mate. He'll be fine. Too many kids coughing and sneezing together at nursery. That's what it is. Nurseries are like a massive germ pit. Nursery is. So yeah, he would have got some. Unfortunately, it's a bad cough. It's a bad cough, and a bad chest, and he won't eat and stuff at the moment. So, but it won't be the Rona. It won't be the Rona. It'll just be a bloody It'll just be a coldy thing. It's of sorts. I'm sure it will. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Did you all have a good weekend? Hope you did. Doing tax returns. Oh, lovely, lovely. Yeah, boring, crappy weather in the UK. You got that right. It's nasty. Dark, dark grey and wet. It's not actually raining right now, though, which I guess is a plus. It's bloody awful. Played golf and completely sucked. Well, at least you gave it a shot, mate. It's all that matters. It's all that matters. As long as you give it a go, that's the only thing that matters. Got a lot of back testing done. Good, good. Big Danny's got a heat wave. Amazing. Well, as far as we've been told, we're supposed to get some like sort of really strange kind of March, April heat wave thing, 18 to 20 degrees over the next few days. I couldn't believe it when I heard that. Waiting for a corona-free summer. Yeah, man. He got that right. God, yeah. A nice cold pint down in a country pub garden. I'll tell you what, guys, I cannot wait. Buzzing. Buzzing. Right, come on then, let's get cracking on. Let's get moving. I'll have Andrew and Paul shouting at me about the meeting, as they usually do. So, right then, guys. So, at the moment, we got the Swissy having a really nice push to the upside. We did get a retest of that supply and demand zone as expected. So, we actually came back down, hit that supply and demand zone, and now it is indeed having a push north, okay, down here. So expect the Swissy to gain strength, I would say, probably throughout the remainder of today. I'd probably be long the Swiss all day if we get a break in the close above the 50. The Australian dollar at the moment also pushing north after a retest of the moving averages has been successful. Really, really nice corrective here as well. So I would probably remain long the Australian dollar so long as the retest is successful. We get that continuation. Probably going to see this ascending level here, which is our target. So Australian dollar pushing from 8066 up to around 810, I would say. We've got the Canadian dollar as well, pushing down at the moment. If we actually go to our daily time frames to review the week's potential gaps, the New Zealand dollar again has one whopping ATMA extension. The CAD has closed its daily ATMA. The euro has got an ATMA gap. The United States dollar has got a little ATMA gap. Okay, now if we go up to the weekly time frames and take a look at these as well, Canadian dollar has got a weekly gap, which is very large at the moment. A very, very large weekly gap on there. So, and we've got the break in the close, of course, above the 200 EMA. So I'm going to be short the Canadian dollar. The Swissy, again, has a very large ATMA gap on the weekly time frame. So again, I'm going to be long the Swissy. The Japanese yen has got a weekly ATMA gap as well, which is probably going to surprise some of you guys because I've seen the comments inside the trading room about the potential for yen shorts in the crosses. Whereas at the moment, you know, we could very easily see the yen actually really rise and catch a bid. Now, the interesting thing about this, guys, okay, is the United States dollar. If we're just thinking about our risk on and risk off sentiment, right? US dollar has no weekly ATMA gap whatsoever and is looking very good at the moment, very strong on the weekly time frame. And the Canadian dollar has a large weekly ATMA gap to the downside. The Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar do not have any gaps, but on the weeklies, they both look relatively weak. Okay, the New Zealand dollar looks very, very weak, even though it's got a bit of a daily gap. That's only going to be about, I don't know, I would argue less than a quarter of the size of that weekly candlestick. So even if we do get a day of positive momentum in the NZD, it's not going to do anything to that big weekly red bar. And the Swiss has a really, really big weekly gap. So what we're looking at here with the yen as well, we've got the Swiss and the yen, both with large ATMA gaps to the upside. We have the United States dollar, which is very strong with no gaps. Okay, it looks very, very good at the moment. And we have the commodity currencies, both looking weak, with the Canadian dollar with an ATMA gap. So what we're looking at here is a potential forecast for a risk on market. Now, these have no idea. These have literally no cause, no effect whatsoever on risk sentiment in the markets. None whatsoever. But what they do tell you is when the big price action pullbacks are indeed coming underway. That's what they're used for, right? That's how we use them. So what we're looking at here is the beginning of a risk-off market. That's what I would think. We're looking at price action coming around already. We've already seen the beginning signs of the cash flow going from risk-on to risk-off assets. And right there is, you know, the actual effect of that, of what's been going on over the course of the last couple of weeks. So for me, I'm going to be risk-off. Like so far this week, I'm going to be risk-off. Now, if we look at the 4-hour charts, you know, and we look at this momentum, I'm not saying I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to go long these commodity currencies in trading opportunities if they actually arise, you know, if they are there. Of course I am. But the longer term picture, you know, the bigger picture, and, you know, we're always trying to build that bigger picture using the anchor charts. I would certainly be on the side of risk off throughout the next 5 days. Okay. The pound at the moment, guys, is looking strong. Okay, we're up against this level yet again. We need to see the break, the close, and the retest above the level to get that continuation through and to reach up to our 96 magnet number. And that pretty much wraps it up. So over to the commodities then. We've got natural gas at the moment. Natural gas is not looking great. It's not doing anything really. Continues to grind against that 263 level. We actually first achieved it on this candlestick here, which is on the 26th. And then we've spent the next sort of 48 to 72 hours literally just trading against it. It's losing momentum at the moment, having a bit of a price action pullback. We haven't had a retest of the 50 EMA yet either. So my bias would be short natural gas, at least down to the 50, which is trading at the moment at about 259. Platinum, not really too much to say. Copper, not too much to say. Silver, not too much to say, waiting for the break close retest, the supply and demand for the continuation to the downside. And then we've got gold. Now, gold at the moment, guys, is still stuck inside that wedge. It's still not done anything at all. So we need to see gold break through the floor, which is situated at about 1723. Once we see the breakthrough of the floor, then I'm going to have that bias down to 1700. But at the moment, gold's not playing ball. Gold is not playing ball at all at the moment. So wait for that floor to be broken. Then we can take shorts from 1720, let's say 1720 flat down to 1770, 17 on the dot. Sorry. As far as crude oil goes, we're range bound at the moment. Everybody can see that. It's clear as day. You've got your lows, you've got your floor, you've got your ceiling. A little bit of an equilibrium zone that's being built here at the moment. If we get a successful retest of these moving averages and Brent trades to the upside, Brent drags crude. Crude will be trading to the upside as well. Brent is the benchmark rate for oil. Crude, okay, following closely behind. So crude at the moment, we get a BCR above the moving averages along with Brent. Then we'll be looking for that continuation in oil trading back up to 65.55. The canal has been reopened as well, if you didn't know that already. So I would assume this is going to be fundamentally positive for oil and driving oil prices higher. So remember, the markets, and I do not, this is no pun intended, all right, no pun intended, but the markets are like an oil tanker in the Suez Canal. Okay, it takes a hell of a long time to turn the markets around. So when you see a bit of a slowdown like this, it's going to take a long time for that to turn around, and then that momentum to build and continue with the trend to the upside. So yes, you know, obviously we can get volatility strikes, but I'd be on the side of oil longs. A bit suspicious. I'm just a suspicious person anyway, mate. You know. Yeah, I just am anyway, to be honest, mate. But I haven't paid too much attention to it, to be honest. You know, I haven't paid too much attention to it. It's unblocked now. You know, that's going to be positive for oil. Give it a bit of time for it to digest the information and get some momentum behind it again, and you're probably going to see oil rise. That's the only thing that matters, because then we can actually trade that. So over to the stocks then. So stocks at the moment did have a nice rise as well. Had a good little momentum push. The DAX at the moment made a fresh high, very nice. US 30 has not made a fresh high at the moment. S&P failed to make a fresh high. NAS 100 is lagging really far behind the other two. China 50 bouncing up around from previous lows. Just at a bit of a standstill, that one at the moment. France 40 is a nice little push to the upside, but again, standstill. Euro stocks at the moment did get a potential breakout of the zone. So Euro stocks is actually looking quite interesting, and the DAX is looking quite interesting. The rest of them are boring, I've got to say. US 30 and the S&P both need retests. The NAS 100 is nowhere near to crushing previous highs. I mean, this one is actually continuing to trade lower as time goes on. The China 50 is at a standstill. The French index is basically at a standstill, coming back down to retest its 50. The UK 100 is stuck in these levels at the moment, unable to get any clear direction. The Euro stocks, if we can get a breakout of this zone, will be fantastic for a trend continuation trade. And the German index over here, the DAX in the bottom left, is actually got a break, close, and a retest, which is taking place of the newly formed supply and demand. So the DAX and the Euro stocks both looking very, very interesting at the moment for potential trading opportunities. And the rest of them, it's going to be one hell of a waiting game. All right. So Aussie CAD. I don't even know why I'm looking at the Aussie CAD. Actually, that was just an automatic. That was just auto mode. That was auto mode. So Aussie CAD, for that matter, is done. I mean, that was done. That was done last week. A little 26 pipper. The Euro NZD, like I said, was closed before the weekend for like plus 8 pips. I scrubbed it from the board because it was just too embarrassing to even leave up there with a tick. I'm not going to put a tick on that bloody thing. And so yeah, scrubbed it off for about 8 pips profit. It was unfortunate as well, actually, because I scrubbed it off at around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon around this area. And upon the market close, we were trading down here at 168.37. Can believe it. Buys for the Euro NZD now. I'm still going to be short, mate. I'm still going to be short. There's an ATMA gap, isn't there? And so I'm still going to be short. You've got a break close and a retest of the 1 hour 50. The 4 hours retested its supply and demand zone as well. I mean, it's still looking good short. 50-minute time frame. You get a BCR under the 50 EMA. You could probably take another stab at it, Ivan. You could probably take another stab at it without. I don't have any problems with this one. I got no problems with that one. But you got to think to yourself, the euro has got a bullish ATMA gap. The New Zealand's got a bullish ATMA gap. Both currencies are going to be moving in the same direction. First and foremost, which is never a decent thing. It never makes me feel too comfortable, you know. But yeah, I mean, if the criteria come on side, buddy, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a stab at it, really. ATMA is trading at 168. Price is, you know, 70 pips above that. You get a BCR continuation. You wipe off 25 pips for the entry criteria. You got a 50 pip trade idea. You know, for a Monday, it's pretty good going. It's pretty good going. So I think I'd probably be, you know, patient at the moment. Wait for the setup to come into play. Assess how decent the setup looks, and just go from there. NZD CAD. Oh wait, we got some more up here. Fonny, hello, good morning to you. Do you see the Euro USD moving down further? The good old Euro dollar. Let's have a look. So our beautiful Euro USD. Do I see it going down further? No, not really, Fonny. No, not really. I think the Euro USD could probably make it to about 1.760, which is just at the previous lows there, maybe just a touch above 1.762 possibly at the previous lows. But I don't think it's going to make any significant lower lows. We've got a nice ATMA gap on the daily time frame at the moment. Price is having a really nice push down as I'm doing this stream. But I've got to be fair, guys. You know, it's I've got to be fair, guys. It's it's not looking, you know, super sharp at the moment. This one, big ATMA gap above price. We've got a break in the close under the 200 EMA, which means I'm going to be on the side of price retest, which again is going to be a indication of long, you know, long price, not short. So yeah, not really a massive fan of the euro dollar to the downside at the moment. But that being said, we go back to these indices. You know, this dollar at the moment is incredibly strong. It is absolutely incredibly strong. And the euro is incredibly weak as a direct result of that. So regardless of the fact that we've got these gaps at the moment, they're not ready to trade today. Yeah? These gaps are not ready to be traded today. So, you know, if we form significant lower lows on our candlesticks today, then those gaps are probably going to be null and void. So, you know, even though I don't think there's going to be too many more of losses in the Euro USD at this stage, long term, I am still short the Euro USD. Long term. NZD CAD. So NZD CAD, beautiful ATMA gap here. ATMA trading up there, exactly where my level is at 88.45. You've had multiple price retests and continuations from here. You got your break close 15-minute time frame, break close retest continuation. You've got another break close retest continuation. We've now got a third break close retest continuation, which is actually starting to take place. So I mean, this is, you know, the world's your oyster on this one. World's your oyster. Yeah, retest of the 50, which is taking place right now. You get your 1, 2, 3. You know, and away you go. And away you go from there. So yeah, it's looking pretty good as well, guys. I think the profit margin. Yeah, so that's from where price is trading at the moment. You're probably looking at about a 30 pip trade idea. You probably got about a 30 pip trade idea in that one. Yeah, sorry guys, I got caught reading something else then. AJ to previous highs, NZD USD for Joe, USD Swiss, gap close, pound against the Oz. Okay. Got a whole range of things going on at the moment, do we? And so USD Swiss, daily ATMA gap, break close and retest the supply and demand, which is situated here in the 200 EMA. Very nice indeed. Yeah, continuation, away you go. USD textbook, guys. It's textbook stuff. It is textbook stuff. All right. USD Swiss, great idea. Let's have a look at the G against the A. G against the A has already come down to close its daily ATMA gap, I'd say. Trading directly underneath the daily 200 EMA, sorry. Underneath the 4-hour ATMA, you need a BCR, these moving averages, to take you up to the daily 200. So what you could look at, where is the daily 200 trading? No chance. Don't like the GA, guys. You should scrub the GA from your trading ideas for the day. If you are a sniper, that is. Not if you're anything else. If you are a sniper, then you should remove the GA from your watch list completely today. It looks nasty. We get a break out of the 200 EMA, then it may look a lot better. G against the J. G against the J. This one looks entirely different. Still trend continuation. Very nice moving averages that have fanned out. We've got a break, close, and retest the supply and demand zone exactly as I've been waiting for here. It's my forecast. The 1 hour time frame, and again, looking fantastic, just what the 4 hours telling us. In more detail, the 15-minute time frame, retest the 50-period moving average, continuation north. We don't need a retest of anything else because the higher time frames are giving us the bias. So the pound yen long, entirely different story. Entirely different story as opposed to its GA counterpart. All right. GJ looks awesome. GA does not. NZD USD for Joe, yeah. NZD USD, big daily gap. And we've got a bearish BCR of the moving averages, however. In case of this obviously isn't ready yet. It's not ready yet to get going. So, yeah, you got to sit tight with it. Sit tight with it. If it's a daily ATMA gap that's going to get closed, you follow the lower time frame criteria. Okay, you follow those criteria. I can't see a decent set of 3 continuation candles anywhere on that 15-minute chart so far. Actually, I tell a lie, one right there. Yeah, actually, I tell you what, if I was an Asian trader, I wouldn't have had any qualms trading that right there. Sniper criteria, what was the 1 hour saying? Oh, no. Oh, no, I wouldn't have because I didn't get the criteria on side. Well, yeah. No, nothing yet then. Nothing at all yet. Wait for the NZD USD for the criteria to come on side. Yeah, H-bar is on its way, mate. Yeah, H-bar, or it does seem to be on its way, I would say. I did pick up a few down at around 28. So, yeah, it's not really. I've got to be fair, guys. It's not. How can I say this? How can I say this? Yeah, it's. Well, yeah. If I lose it, in the end of the day, it's almost. It's if I lose it, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's not going to be the end of the world. I removed the profits from something else that I'd been in for a very long time, and I stuck 3/4 of it in this. And bought a load down at around 28. So, yeah, doing all right at the moment for sure. I will continue to monitor it. I will continue to monitor this for the foreseeable future. Basically, let's see how far it goes. Right, how are we doing for time? Yeah, all right, not bad, not bad. So trade ideas for today then. USD China. Yeah, so USD China is also doing extremely well. Yeah, it's doing incredibly well. It really is. Just need to work this out for you guys, don't we? What is the plan of action for this one? Beautiful retest there as well, wasn't it? Why did our entry break the close, the retest right to entry, and then that launched to the upside? USD China is long, obviously, but yeah, trend continuation, I would say, with the USD China, guys. Trend continuation, long. It's in a beautiful trend at the moment. Follow the trend. Okay, just simply follow the trend. Look for intraday levels to get in. Break, close, and retest above your 4-hour supply and demand for your entry criteria. And just take it from there. Take it from there. I will try and post out some kind of trade ideas on this as time goes on. There was an original trade idea that I posted ages ago, which the criteria has come on side for. So the USD China in my trade book at the moment, as you can see down at the bottom table, literally just down there, is that is essentially live. That is essentially live, that trade idea. But I would almost guarantee not many of you have remembered about that. Well, I'm not saying everyone. I know some of you would have, but I don't think everyone would have. So if you're in that trade idea, then good. And I will aim to post more trade ideas as time goes on, because this one for me, I will be scaling in. I will be. But remember that the USD China carries a high level of risk just in terms of its percentage. Okay, so it's pip ratio. So be wary. Yeah. Hit my TP. Good. Well done. Well done. Right, guys, we're at 9:27, so I'm going to start doing the analysis on the next pair. Just conscious that, yeah, the meeting, which I'm getting told about. Okie dokie. So where were we then? We did the Aussie Sing. We did the Aussie Dollar. I think, everybody, we're actually breaking free of the Aussie pairs. Are we now in the CAD Swiss? We already did the CAD Swiss, didn't we? I think it's the CAD China, isn't it? Yeah, the CAD China. Max, are you 100%? You don't seem yourself. It's a Monday morning, mate. I'm slowly turning the gears. See, the other thing that's like an oil tanker at sea is Max Norbury. Max Norbury is an oil tanker at sea as well. Takes him a long time to get that momentum building from the weekend heading into the week. So I am yet another oil tanker. So two puns for the price of one. I'm stable and quiet. No, they're not bullying me. No, they're not. They're having a chin wag themselves. Yeah, I'm all right though. I am all right. My little boy, he's very poorly at the moment, and I was up a lot in the night. So I'm just feeling a little bit tired. I'm absolutely fine though. Nothing's wrong. I'm just feeling a little bit tired, so I'm a little bit more mellow this morning. Rightio then, you bunch of wild animals. Let's have a look at this USD CAD China then. So first of all, that right there is absolutely fabulous. Don't know if you've ever seen that before. I'm back here in 2011. Was an absolute launch of the launch pad, and for this for the CAD China, absolutely fabulous. You look at that move right there, guys. That's 56,600 pips. And that, I believe, was a 1 second candlestick. I'm pretty certain that was around a 1 second candlestick that spiked up like that. And then the rest of them, of course, over the period of the next few days after them. But that would have been a nice move, wouldn't it? That would have been a very nice move. So anyway, looking at technical analysis then, I'm going to ignore this ridiculous bar. Okay, I'm going to ignore that absolutely ridiculous monstrosity in the left-hand side of my chart, which is literally right above my head. Okay, ignore that. And we're going to start from back a ways, probably aiming for around here, because I like that area there. Now, first of all, the high of this move is going to be a semi-important. So I am going to draw a zone across the top of that. The next zone I'm going to draw is right down here at that low, which makes the CAD China immediately a bit more interesting than the others, because we aren't in any kind of a range at the moment in this one. There is no clear equilibrium zone that can be seen. Now, the equilibrium zone is actually taking place on a smaller time frame. So let's say these are our these are our weekly levels, right? But the equilibrium zone for me on this one is going to be in between here. So then I'm going to get two smaller zones on this one. This low right here is the beginning of a really nice big price action pullback. It's the one right above my head, right? So I'm going to draw a nice zone in there. I'm going to drag that sucker across the bottom, just like that. And that's great. I got my floor. So I'm going to drag that floor right the way along. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste that zone. I'm going to bring this up. Now this is a really nice area for the ceiling of the equilibrium zone. But not only that, if I put that zone back here, it's also the beginning of another really nice bullish price action pullback in a bearish wave. And so that's a really nice big steep pullback. That one looks awesome. So now I've completely built my equilibrium zone. I know exactly where the CAD China is trading. It's trading inside this range at the moment. Now I want to look for potential breakout targets. I've got a potential breakout target because I've got the lower zone here, which is from the lowest point in the CAD China since its implementation, but which we're ignoring, by the way. So this is going to be my short target if I see an equilibrium zone breakout. And if I see a positive imbalance of price and I see a spring above, then my next target for the long is going to be up there. Okay, which is a beautiful break. This is the pullback. And we get the breakthrough, we get the retest, we get the continuation. So that's a really, really nice area there of a path of least resistance. I love that area inside those two zones. And so now I've got a short target and I've got a long target. If price does actually break free of the equilibrium zone that we're trading in. At the moment, this is amazing because the CAD China is range bound. We can just continue taking range bound trading opportunities. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a level, okay? And this isn't going to be a zone to begin with. It might be in time, but it's not going to be straight away. It's just going to be one level like that. Okay, and this level represents the median zone of the equilibrium zone that we're trading in, okay? Now, the reason I'm not putting a zone in there immediately is because I just want to see what price does at around this level, okay? I'm not going to fart around with the zone immediately on this one because I want to see how accurate that one level actually is. And if it's accurate enough without having to have a zone in there, I could leave the level in there instead just for the sake of accuracy and more trading margin, because we're not looking at a weekly equilibrium zone. We're looking at a daily equilibrium zone. So therefore, the profit margins are going to be tighter. So then we need to be thinking more about profit maximization rather than just being able to think about the weekly chart and think, wow, we've got so much room here. There's just endless amounts of trading profits. So at the moment, that level that runs right the way through the middle actually looks awesome. I've got to say, it looks really, really nice. We've got a really nice series of breaks, closes, and retests going all the way along through here. We've got a lovely level like this as well. We get the BCR continuation. We get the three-touch rule. It fails to break and close. We've got a BCR here, break, close, retest, continuation. So that level, this is going to be one of those rare times where I have a ray instead of an actual zone in the middle of my equilibrium zone like this. So that right there is basically all I'm going to do. That is literally all I'm going to do. You could, in terms of your trend lines, have a ray which runs from this high here down there. You could have that. Potentially. Copy and paste it just to see if it's been well established. It has. It's a nicely established level. And so if you look at this up close, we've got quite a nice amount of respect at this level. We've also got a confirmed break, close, retest of that level as well. So it creates additional probabilities to the upside at 536 for a target profit. And so if we were looking for, I think at the moment, I think it's probably a futile attempt to find an ascending level. Personally, there is an ascending level for sure that rises up through these three here. That's an ascending level right there. But to be honest, if you copy and pasted that and brought it to the upside, you'd see that price is actually trading outside of it anyway already. If you copy and pasted another one and brought it up to there, maybe drag that level back, then that could possibly be a level of interest right in there. But price actions pull back before we've reached that one and underneath the supply and demand zone. So I would say that's not really too much of an effective level. I'd probably leave that one go for the time being. So as we do in these equilibrium zones, what I would be looking at is the most highly probable outcome for this instrument. What I can say is we've got a break in the close and a retest above the median line. I'll change the color of this one or the width or whatever. I'll make that an actual bar. So that's a bar right there. So this is my equilibrium line. Okay, my sort of my median line. We get a break out of the median line. We come back down. We've retested this area here, which is a daily S&D zone. Okay, so we've got a break, close, and a retest of that. Now we're looking like good continuation to the upside. We already know that China's weak because we've looked at the proxy, the USD China. USD China is doing very well at the moment to the upside, whereas the US dollar, yes, it's strong, but it's not that strong. Okay, so that's the China. So looking at something like this at the moment is very, very high probability. We've got a BCR. We're waiting for a couple of continuation candles that are in good condition, and then we've got a CAD China trading opportunity from around, let's say, 524 up to 536. Okay, and then we have stops underneath the zone. So you just got a 2.5 to 1 risk reward ratio trade idea. So that is the CAD yen. That's the CAD China right there in all of its glory. So you've got a long intraday up to here at 536. You have an equilibrium zone breakout, a positive imbalance of price with a BCR above the 542 up to here at the 578, which is the zone above. Alternatively, you have a rejection of this zone here. We trade back down to this zone here. We get a break, close, and retest of 480, and we take a trade back down to 450. So no matter which way price goes, we're set, ready to rock and roll. Everybody good with that? Everybody on board with what the plan is for the CAD China? Amazing. Right, guys. On that lovely note on a Monday morning from my mellow self, I'm going to wrap things up. So I'm going to wish you all an absolutely fabulous day today. Don't go and blow the Monday. Remember, you've got a nice full trading week. No, you don't. I tell a lie. You don't have a nice full trading week, but you do have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which are the 3 most important trading days of the week. All right. So take care, guys. Have a fantastic day today. I look forward to catching you tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp. I will be in the room, so if you have questions or anything, feel free to post them. I just won't be streaming this afternoon, all right? So take care, good luck, and I'll catch you then. See you later.